Hello, Flashpoint, and welcome to another episode of Flashpoint. I have with me, I don't think he needs any more introduction because I think I've introduced him enough. But this is just for that one person that just tuned in, that never tuned in before, and this is your first time. Well, let me introduce you to my in-house guest, Reverend Kenneth Jojo Mensah.
Hi.
Hello, Reverend.
Hi, Reda.
How are you?
I'm fine by the grace of God. How about you?
I'm great. You ready for another episode?
Sure.
You ready to tell it like it is?
Sure.
All right. Flashpoint fans, today we have a great episode for you, a quite interesting, something that goes on amongst the immigrants, whether you're from Africa, West Indies, wherever, Trinidad, Tobago, everywhere. A lot of things that immigrants do while they travel abroad. What we notice is that immigrants that lives in abroad, let's take United States for instance, right? They seem to work so hard, maybe 2, 3, sometimes even 4 jobs to build up their a house. Let's say they have a 2, 3, 4 mansions at home, but where they currently live is probably a 1-bedroom that they sleep in. And they take all their worldly materials back home while they suffer here. So what they're doing is they're postponing their happiness. So this is the topic for this episode: postponement of your happiness. Pastor K, what do you think about that? What do you think about when immigrants suffer to work so hard here and then they go out, build houses, mansions sometimes, while still suffering, living in a 1-bedroom apartment here? This goes on a lot.
Sure.
You know, how do you feel about that? What is your thoughts on it?
Simple. Error. It's an error. I believe what you're saying is happening. It's day in and day out. We are witnessing it. And people keep doing that because people want to please other people back home.
Right.
And it's also another form of competition.
I was just about to tell you that.
Yes. It's a form of competition. Why are we saying competition? It's because we are all in the Western world.
Right.
I want people back home to feel like I'm doing better than you, you know? So I put up all these mansions, and then myself in the Western world, I'm sleeping in a cage.
Yeah.
Let me use the word cage.
Pretty much.
Because you can actually turn yourself where you live and you are at the same point. Whenever you turn yourself,
you're in the bathroom.
You're in the bathroom.
Turn yourself,
you're
in the
on
kitchen.
your bed.
You're on your bed. Yes.
Exactly. And then you have mansions home. It's just to prove to people back home that you are doing well. As for you, you are more sensible. You came and you are doing better than other people. But guess what? You build a mansion back home, and yourself, you are living in a studio. The same way, if you go back home, how many rooms are you going to live in?
Right.
It's still the same
one.
So why don't you enjoy yourself instead of putting up? There's nothing wrong building back home,
Yes.
so that when you go, you can have a place of your
You'll be
own.
comfortable.
You'll be comfortable.
Right.
But at the moment, whilst you are living, whilst you are alive, if there is any form of enjoyment, you must enjoy it now where you are.
Yes.
Because you don't know when the trumpet is going to sound your name. As much as we pray and we ask God for long life, and I will not die, I will live to declare the good works of God, guess what? God still has a calendar.
Right.
And when that day of yours comes, nothing can stop it.
Absolutely.
If God says it must be, you will have to go. And then you saved and you built all these mansions, and you never had the opportunity to enjoy it, and you are dead and gone.
It's true. It is so true. You made mention of competition. Like it's something that really happened, especially among immigrants, like competing with themselves. Sure. Who could build the better house, the bigger house, the one that glows in the night, you know? Is it truly important for us people that are living here in the United States to really, I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't build something back home. You should absolutely build something back home. But should you break your neck, let alone even die for it, you know, to make sure that the mansion is set up for who? You know, my question is for who? Okay, you're doing it for your family, but are you going to risk your life over it? You know?
See, we must not overdo it. I think we are overdoing it. And some people are giving themselves time to leave and go back and live in their mansion. And when the time comes, they postpone it, and they want, because what they want to do, they haven't finished. So you find out that the one thing I have discovered, most people are building these mansions, and because they are still here and they are working to make it look grande, you know, they have people living in them, and these people are sleeping in the master bedrooms. Right. You tell them not to use the master bedroom.
Oh, you're lying to
you're
yourself.
Not there. You're not there. Right. So they will use the master bedroom.
Of course. I mean, who wouldn't?
They use the WC. And you know, in Ghana, we have this thing we call manhole, where when you flush the WC, the waste product, you know, it goes and it builds up over there. It gets filled up, and they call you that I have filled it up.
Yes.
Bring me money.
Yes.
To, you know, get.
Absolutely.
I mean, what sense does that make? You know. So I believe that you can, if you are ready, whatever money you saved, if you are ready, you save towards it. You can go, and within a year, you can finish whatever mansion you, because it's money. Money talks. It's money that builds it up. So with your money, you can build it right away and live in it. But for you to build it there, you have built it over 10 years, and it has even become old. Your style is old. The style you built from 10 years ago is old. So why don't you wait and take it easy? We are not, like we're saying, we are not saying you cannot do anything. But then, why is it that you have a mansion back home, you have a BMW back home, you have a Range Rover back home, and you are always running to catch the train and the bus? And you have your car, and they have something called tapoli or whatever, covered it. Covered it. And then when it's snowing, you are running, catching bus, and the bus is leaving you, and you are cold, and this car is seated somewhere, and they are telling you they're not using it. It's a lie.
That's a lie. I mean, you and I both know that that's a lie. I think that particular person knows that that's a lie.
It's a lie.
And you know, another interesting thing is that, you know, recently, right?
I don't mean to catch you off, but let me finish this so that I don't get in trouble out there.
Get in.
What we are saying is that if you are living here, try to drive the Kia in Ghana, and then drive the Mercedes-Benz here.
Absolutely.
This is what we are trying to say.
Absolutely.
So that finally, when you are ready to go, and you know you are only going by, you come back every now and then for your checkups and, you know, see your children, how they doing, then you can carry them.
Reverse it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But at the moment, drive the BMW here. Drive the Range Rover here. Let the Kia be covered. That's it.
Yes. So you do not postpone your happiness.
No.
Live in the luxury here. Thank you so much. You know, we're going to get a short break. Viewers, we'll be right back. Your cup of tea is never complete with just any ordinary bread. Your sandwiches is never pleased without King's Bakery bread. Here at King's Bakery, we have your tea bread, your sugar bread, your butter bread, and your wheat bread. Rush and get your King's Bakery bread today. You can find your King's Bakery bread at any of our regular grocery stores, in our African markets, our Asian markets, our Spanish markets, anywhere you could find your King's Bakery bread. Pick one up today. I promise you will thank me later. King's Bakery, the #1 bread in town. Hello, Flashpoint fans, and welcome back. I am so delighted that you're still with us. Thank you so much. Let us take this opportunity to acknowledge our sponsors. We have King's Bakery, the #1 bakery in town. Go to the store right now, pick you up. You will thank me later. Edinkra Republic socks. That is the socks for royals. So if you know that you're royalty, pick up one, and pick up one for your family. Now, if you're at home and you do not have a place of worship, House of Nisi welcomes you. The address you asked me is 448 East 173rd Street. Please come and join us. The service starts every Sunday at 10 a.m. And we're still on the topic of postponement of your happiness. Viewers, it is 2020. There is no more postponing of your happiness. This year, we have promised, like if you watch our show the last time, we knew that one of the New Year's resolution is living your life to the fullest. So please, we're gonna try to live our life to the fullest by not postponing our happiness. Pastor K, as we was talking, do you think that the families back home are the ones that are giving so much pressure on these, us immigrants in this United States here to make sure that, listen, you have to build this, you have to do that. That is why, could that be the reason why they are killing themselves to make sure that these things happens for them back home?
I wouldn't say all of the family. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have families that wants the best for you.
Right.
And at the same time, you have families that they just want to kill you for it. They want to kill you for it.
Oh my God. You mean they rather have you dead?
Exactly. And we have other families that they wish you well.
Right.
Because they believe that when you are in a family and you are doing good, that blessing is also projected on them.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We have sweet families, but there's also wicked families.
Right.
Yeah. I just heard a story this past week about a young man who went back home and his sister supposed to pick him from the airport and brought armed robbers, connected with armed robbers.
Wait. What are you saying? The blood sister.
Exactly.
Brought armed robbers.
Exactly.
My goodness.
I just saw it. I think on WhatsApp or something. And this is some of the things that are going on. Some of them, they just want you to build all these things for them. And then they will kill you at long last. So it's pressure. And they are calling you, Kwesi, so you're not coming to do anything? The young man, the gentleman that lives opposite, you've been travel for 20 years and you've done nothing. But this young man, just 5 years, look at the kind of mansion he's put up. Of course, I don't know what that young man does for a living. Yeah. But I know what I do for a living, and I know how much I get paid. So we have to stop allowing them to put pressure on us.
Right.
We have some family that they will advise you in a good way. Kwesi, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Do what you can. They give you that advice. But anytime you feel it's a pressure, it's a red flag.
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to cover things. This is the time for us to unveil these things so that we, the people, will be careful of what we do. And also, as children of God, we need to pray for God's direction as to who is supposed to handle our properties back home.
Absolutely. It's very, very important.
Very important. If you are not careful, you will actually give your life to evil men.
To the enemy, yeah.
To the enemy.
Yeah.
And look at what happened. Blood.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pressure, but as we pray, God is going to let us know the right thing to do, the right people to connect with, the people we need to ignore. It is very important.
Of course, of course.
It is.
One thing that I believe you're famous for is self-love. Like you have to love yourself.
Exactly.
I don't know how many times I've heard you say you have to love yourself. Are these people showing less self-love for themselves?
You said it.
You know?
You said it right there. Because like you said, I'm known for loving myself. I love myself.
Right.
You know, because I cannot hate me and love you. Come on.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
Yeah.
I cannot I cannot bypass me and reach out to you.
I cannot postpone my happiness.
And reach out to you. I need to make sure I'm doing fine. And then when I know that I have it, then now I cannot be selfish.
Right.
But it's to share with other people.
Yes.
So if you are here and you are taking care of people who doesn't have good plans for you,
Good intentions.
no good intentions, then I'm telling you, you need to ask God to give you directions.
That's self-love.
You have to love yourself. You have to make sure you are actually living in a good place. You are living in a good neighborhood. You are doing well. And if you are doing well, that is when they will also do well.
Of course, of course. And if you are taking care of yourself, now your health is at stake.
Exactly.
Right? Your health is at stake every time you go work at that 2, 3, 4 jobs. You come home exhausted. What you have to figure out what is more important, your health or a big mansion somewhere. And I think that's where people get the confusion, or they mistake those two. It's like they think, oh, nothing is gonna happen to me. I'm strong. I can do it. I can do it by myself.
And Rita, you know what? It's amazing. Most of us don't even eat from the restaurant.
Wow.
We think it's a waste of money.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, but we're not saying make it a habit where you eating from the restaurant every day.
Treat yourself. That's what you're saying. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. You know, you sending money wherever you come from. You sending money back. They eating fried rice. They eating pizza. This time, pizza has become
very popular
now. You know, and they eating pizza, and there's nothing wrong with them eating pizza.
Yeah.
But have you eaten? You still eating condo?
Oh my God.
Every day is condo. Every day is condo.
It's a very sad issue.
No leaves, because you think it's expensive.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you love yourself, you will eat leaves.
Yes.
When you love yourself, once in a while, someone must lay you a table.
Oh my God.
Someone must prepare a table before you, like a king, like a queen.
Of course.
Just to sit there and taking that deep breath and go,
I have worked hard.
I have worked
now
hard.
I'm gonna enjoy. I'm not gonna postpone my happiness for anybody else. It's a big issue that's going on, and it's still going on now. Viewers, we're gonna take a short commercial break, and we will be right back. Flashpoint fans, welcome back. I'm so delighted that you're still with us. Please remember to share this video. Go on our Facebook, our Instagram, Flashpoint174, and our YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. But please, did you remember to call somebody and let them know that Flashpoint is on? Did you really? Okay, thank you and God bless you. The pastor and I was talking about postponement of your happiness. You know, keeping stuff, postponing everything, building up mansions at home, making sure everybody else at home is well taken care of while you are living in a one-room apartment, eating noodle soup every day. I mean, Pastor, for us to let's not just leave the viewers with anything. Let's leave them with something to think about. what can you tell them as we get ready to close this episode? What can you tell them? What advice can you give them to the people that are going through this right now?
Thank you, Rada. This brings me to a story that I heard from it actually happened in England. And there's this young man that works in England and saved a little bit to bring his brother. So when his brother came to join him, his little brother who came from Ghana would not even see his own brother for even 2 hours because he was working 3 jobs and he kept going back and forth. So his younger brother said, why don't you just slow it down? He asked him, if I had slowed down, would you have been here? He said, no, but I want the best for you. You know, you don't have to kill yourself. And this guy, talking of noodles, okay, they said when he goes to the halal place to buy chicken, he will not buy a full chicken because to him, full chicken is expensive.
Wow.
So he will buy the legs.
The chicken legs.
The chicken legs that has been cut off from some people don't like it.
Oh.
He will buy that one. And one day he died.
Just like that.
Just like that. And they had to carry his corpse back home. Okay? And this boy didn't know where to find money to send his brother home. But something mysterious happened. He was just making his brother's bed. And he lifted up the mattress. And here was cash.
So wait, so you mean to tell me this gentleman that just passed was sleeping on money?
On money.
Money that he can be using to treat himself well.
Eat better.
Wow.
You know, he was sleeping on cash. So his brother said, this is error. So my brother had all this money and he was still chewing chicken legs. Okay, let me just use some of his money, carry him home for the burial, and the rest,
you pocket
it. Hear me, somebody. Don't let anybody pocket your money. If there's going to be any form of pocketing your money, it's a will that goes to your children. It's a will that goes to your family. But not something that you worked hard for and you denied yourself of it and you just walked away just like that. Love yourself. Eat better. Treat yourself better. Wear good stuff. We're not saying buy expensive stuff. But you know what? You buy that shoe for $20. You don't want to buy that shoe for $150 because it's too expensive. But guess what? You give yourself 3-4 months. You go for another pair for $20. In a year, you're going to spend more than $150. But if you had gotten the $150, you'll be wearing it for 2 to 3 years. So buying good stuff doesn't mean that you are a waster of money. You love yourself, so you want to treat yourself better. I hope we can go on and on, but this is the little we can say.
Thank you so much, PK, for your advice. Flashpoint fans, now I don't want you guys to mistake us. Of course, build something back home. That is why we are all here, trying to hustle to make ourselves better, to build something for our family. Continue to do that. But while you're doing that, do not compromise your own happiness for it. Don't postpone your happiness for somebody else. It is the year 2020, and this year is a year of fulfillment. You're gonna make sure that you fulfill yourself. You're fulfilled within yourself, and you're gonna make sure you keep yourself happy, because when you do that, the others around you will also be happy. Thank you so much for viewing with us. We will see you in a flash.